Hello, everyone. Welcome to another session with the filmmakers. We're going to be having conversations with filmmakers whose films are in this year's Accra Indie Film Festival. And we're excited to have Kwaku Ankomah, who is representing Germany. So he co-made a film.
And Ghana.
And yeah, okay, yes, and Ghana, yes, because we'll get into that. We'll get into that definitely. Right. But then we are really excited to have you on the show today. So welcome, Kwaku.
Thank you very much, Alice. It's a pleasure to be here.
The pleasure is all ours. And then before we proceed, congratulations on being selected as part of the Accra Indie Film Festival.
Thank you.
All right, so guys, these conversations have been happening over the weeks. We've been having conversations with different filmmakers from all across the world, basically trying to get a sense of their projects that have been selected in this year's festival. And if you did not know, I'm going to let you know that this year's festival is happening from the 31st of July until the 5th of August 2023. So I would encourage you all to come with friends, come one, come all, everybody, pull them all, come and watch the screenings of films from all across the world. And believe me, you're going to have fun. You're going to have a lot of workshops. There's going to be musical performances. But if you stay tuned to our social media platforms, you'll get all the information. So I would encourage you to do that. But let's get straight into it. So we're going to be talking about The Black Savior. And it's a film that was submitted by Kwaku Ankomah and his colleague Johannes, who unfortunately could not be with us today. But all the same, we're going to get into it. I'll first of all read the bio of Kwaku. I'm reading because there was a lot, so I couldn't memorize the whole thing, but I will just get a sense of who he is as a filmmaker. So Kwaku Ankomah attended the 3-year acting course at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts and has worked as an actor for television, film, radio, and theatre in the UK, Ghana, and worldwide. Some credits include Batman Begins, Beast of No Nation, Ultimate Force, Cargo, The Cursed Ones, amongst others. In 2009, he founded an acting school in Ghana, later purchasing a separate franchise for a drama academy to help young people build up confidence, speech, and language skills through the use of drama. And Kwaku continues and loves to act, with Black Savior being his first co-creation, co-written, creative produced screen work. And he is also the lead actor in the film Black Savior. So we're really excited to have him here today. So I'm going to go straight into it. You've done a lot, and in the UK, in Ghana, and you collaborated with Johannes, who is a German filmmaker as well. So probably take it from the beginning.
My journey started out, as an actor. I still am an actor. So I think in regards to your question, why film, that came later in terms of taking the producer.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think as a creative, as an artist, you get to a point where you realize that you are, you wear so many hats as a, in terms of the skill sets that you have, and they all lend and blend into each other. So, at some point you feel like, oh, I could direct. And I went into there's a phase where I was like, I want to direct a play. It's usually a passion of like, I love this script. I want to do something with it. Right. And, you get a group of actors together, you read it and you're like, actually, why don't we actually get this on its feet and do it? So I think it was from things like that. And then I went on to direct a full-length play of a friend of mine in Ghana who had written it at the F4 Sutherland Drama Studio, University of Ghana. And of course, I had to produce that. So that was my first venture into directing, because before that, it was just acting. And then I was like, actually enjoyed this. So I took more, obviously running the drama academy, you would have to overlook everything in terms of operational, logistical, admin, teaching, all of that. You are responsible as a franchisor, a franchisee, should I say.
Okay.
So all those skill sets were learned there in terms of production. And then the more I looked at what's happening in the industry and where my passions lie, the more I realized that as an actor, as an artist, I don't want to wait for opportunities. I want to create my own, So as you realize this project, I was the lead in it. And, producing is another way, apart from telling amazing stories from wherever you get the source material. It's also another way for an artist to express their art, in whatever way, in terms of how the project touches them. So yeah, that's for me. I think that's one of the main reasons why I took that route into filmmaking.
You also set up sort of like an academy, a creative school for children to build their confidence. Is that from your acting? Because I know as an actor, I mean, part of the training you go through is to work on your voice, your confidence, and then probably it transcends to the kind of person that you are, being outspoken, and then you wanted to also impact. But then I don't want to assume. I want to know why exactly you set up that for the children.
Right. So when I first moved to Ghana, I set up a drama academy, which is not a franchise. There's a franchise that I later purchased, but before that, I set up my own drama academy, which is in my name, and it had the main aim was to train people over 18. Train them in screen and theater acting. And, I was very blessed to be able to train in the UK at one of the best drama schools in the world, RADA, Royal Academy of Dramatic Art, on a 3-year acting course. And I felt, what can I do in terms of impact to bring something back? And RADA were really helpful in terms of helping me come up with ideas for the curriculum and things like that. And they really put their support behind me. So when I came out there, I was fully prepared to run an academy for screen and theatre. And we had people come on board and we started the course. But unfortunately, we couldn't keep that up for a lot of reasons, which I won't go into now, but mainly to do with the mindset of what people think acting is about versus their own personal goals. So what the artist has to, really put in as an artist to get to where they want to be, and the reality of, how can I actually do that? And I just realized that people were not ready so that sort of went on a back burner. And then later on, I bought a franchise for a drama academy called Helen O'Grady Drama Academy, and I ran that for about 5 years. And that was amazing because it was more aimed at kids and youth. Though I did organize adult classes for 18 plus as well. But that was to basically using drama as a developmental tool to teach children to speak clearly. So their speech, their language skills, their social skills. So getting them more confident, building up their self-esteem. And we went into schools. We had Saturday classes, and parents loved it. We opened we opened a studio in East Legon and in Cantonments, and it was successful as of the time that we had it running. And I just sort to see the changes in the kids in terms of confidence building. You just see the power of drama and the power of theater, and and so that was something that was for me, I cherish in terms of that. But that was part of my journey. So that franchise, actually, Helen O'Grady is still running. There's a lady called Watting who is running that franchise now in Ghana, and I would urge parents to enroll their kids in that. I have absolutely nothing to do with it, absolutely nothing right now. So, but I think it's a great place for a kid to start building up confidence. And you have a child and you want them to get more confident, get their speech and language skills going, enroll them there. I've gone off topic.
Yeah, I mean, it's still in line with what we are doing. And then you are an actor at heart. So I understand that it's important to you that you want the younger generation to start out younger. And then by the time that they get to the level where it's 18 plus and it's already ingrained in them, and then they be better storytellers, better, individuals generally. So it's very understandable. It's interesting speaking to you, first of all, right now, because watching the film, how fluent you were in the local language, how it's very interesting. I am trying to, I'm trying to find
I suffered
that character exactly, but then it just makes sense because it's a film and there was a role you played. So I commend you for that role. So if you're watching this and you're wondering what I'm talking about, the whole point is come and watch
the film.
Come and watch the film from 31st of July to 5th of August. The specific date to be out or should be out by now. But then I would encourage you to come and watch it because it's a beautiful piece of art. But let me get into it. So you grew up in the UK, or did you grow up in Ghana? And so
I was born in Ghana and then moved to the UK when I was 8 years old with my family. And then, been in the UK ever since, apart from when I returned to Ghana recently. But so I from the age of 8, I've been in the UK. Yeah.
No, no, your tree, your with the tree. No. So if you don't understand what I was saying, I was just telling him that the tree language he spoke was very fluent and it was so beautiful to the ears. I mean, it's how did you get how did you get so fluent? I mean, you left Ghana at 8.
You know what? I'm asking myself, how did I do? Because people are going, your tree is very good. I'm like, you don't know how we suffered. So we had an amazing tree translator teacher, Kwaku Ankomah, who is a fantastic poet, musician, actor, just all-round creative and linguist. And so he translated the script for us actually. And then he gave the whole cast, not just the Ghanaian side, but the German side, of course, as well, who had to speak. Oh, you see, I am giving away parts of the story. This can this can be said. I mean, it's fine. It's not giving away a plot. But
yes, sure.
Learn the tree as well. But we were drilled in that. Like, I had to learn it like rote. I can speak basic tree. My family members call it Bodamfu tree. Do you know what I mean? But like, I still at least try. But like when we learned this, it was like speaking classical Greek or Latin. Do you know what I mean? Shakespeare language to someone who doesn't understand the iambic pentameter and the all these things that are involved in Shakespeare. So it was very difficult for me when I was looking at the script and having to speak the tree, because it went from looking at it and going, oh, I can say that, to wow, I literally have to make the intonations and get the cadences right and just trust that that's what I'm saying sounds right, because I don't have a connection to that, because I don't understand what it means apart from them telling me what it means. So I then have to go away and let that sink in as an actor, or else it doesn't register to me. Yeah. So there's a lot of that. And there's a lot of patience from the instructor to all of us. But if you've seen us on set, myself and Amake Ababuse, we listen, we had the script, we go through the tree, and it was a struggle. It wasn't easy. It was not easy.
Well, it doesn't look like it was a struggle at all. It doesn't look it, and that's even the beauty of it. So nobody gets to see the hard work or the sweat and the tears. Everybody just sees the film and they're like, oh, this is great. And especially for a short film, people have the perception that it takes just a few days. So I would like to get a sense of the production, the length, the time that went into it, the production.
Okay. Yeah. If we're talking about the production itself, it took, if I'm correct, it took about 2 weeks. For the whole thing from in development to post, we're talking almost 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so it took a year for the development of a script to actually take place from idea to gathering a writer's room online, because it was COVID, it was during
COVID period. Okay.
the pandemic. Yeah, so we were all online. Johannes approached me with this idea. Before that, I cast for him for Divine 419, which he filmed in Ghana, which is how I met him. So when we worked on that, I cast for him on that. I said, hey man, I really enjoy working with you. Can we work on another project? He said, yeah, let's see. I said, no, I'm serious. If you have any other projects in the future, let me know. I'd love to work with you. And he was like, I'll bear that in mind. I didn't think anything of it. And he came back to me and said, hey, you remember you said you want to work with me on a project? I may have something that you're interested in. I said, come on, let me know. Let's talk. And he pitched this idea to me. And I was like, dude, that is so unique. I love the idea. This, turning this world around and the whole world building for it, especially in the series Bible, it's just something else. And I was like, yep, I want to do this. So we spent a while just talking through it, and then we got people on board one by one. And I think at a time we had about 14 people in the writers' room. People from South Africa, a lot of people from Germany, some from Ghana, some from the UK. I think some from one from the States, I can't remember. But then what happened over a period of a year is people started dropping out. It's really interesting because, and it's not any fault of their own. I totally understand it, but it's a case of some people didn't really get it, or some people felt I'm not going to really bring something to this. This is not for me to be, I think someone else can handle this better. Other people might not have had the time to fully, give. But they each and every one of them brought in some idea that helped shape, the end result. So I'm very grateful for the people at that, that stage where we had the writers' room online, creating the series Bible online through all the technological assets that we had. And that in itself was a learning curve for me, and I'm sure for a lot of other people. And then we took it from there, and we end up with 3 people after a year, 3 writers. Myself, Johannes, and Yanis. And we were the 3 writers left on it in terms of, from beginning to end. So that was the process in regards to that. And then, of course, after that, we went into into production in Germany, where we're filming for about 2 weeks, if I'm right. Yeah. 2 weeks, I think. So that was, and then further post-production, which took a while as well. So it's been
Mm.
quite a long journey with this one. Because it's also a student project as well.
Mm.
So that's another that this is a student project. Johannes is
I
final
know,
year project.
yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Right. It doesn't really matter how short or long it is. It
yeah.
takes a lot. It takes a village. I mean, from 14
Yes.
writers down to 3, and at the end of the day, coming up with this beautiful work of art. And this particular production is more or less like a pitch of sorts for the series, right?
Yes, that's correct.
So it can be developed and can be stretched out into a series. And has that series already been produced?
Okay, so on the onset, we were looking at this to be a series, and so what we did was we actually that 1 year was not to write this 30-minute pilot that we got at the 30-minute proof of concept short film that we got at the end. That 1 year was to write a pilot, script the pilot 60 minutes, and then create the series Bible. So that's what that length of time was for.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've created so many interesting characters that were like, oh, I wish we could have brought this character into this short film, but
Mm-hmm.
it would have turned into a 1 hour,
Yeah.
So there are a lot of characters that have been created already in the series Bible. There's lots of plot twists. There's a series arc, and all of that is there already. And to be honest, this is I believe this is the reason why when we first we pitched this, just just the idea, we pitched it and won 5,000 euros to add to the budget for the film.
Mm-hmm.
Started shooting. So the idea is strong. The TV series idea is really strong and it's very clear in terms of
Mm-hmm.
what we're trying to do. And we just hope that the proof of concept touches on a bit of that. But we know how much is left behind, and so many amazing characters that, yeah, we're hoping to share with you. We're waiting to share with you.
Yeah, we're really hopeful that anyone watching this who is interested in funding the project, I mean, just come to the festival and watch for yourself. That is the proof of concept, and you're going to be amazed by it. And believe me, you dip your hand into your pocket and bring out the money so that they can produce the series. But as usual, if you're wondering when you can come and watch this beautiful proof of concept for the Black Savior, come to the festival, the Accra Indie Film Festival, July 31st to the 5th of August 2023 at Alliance Francaise, and you will not be disappointed. So, I mean, we've spoken at length about a lot of the technicalities and all, but as a creative, when you're not into the whole creative process of writing film and, acting, what do you do? What do you like to do to, de-stress?
I think as a creative, the first thing, you can't switch off. As much as you want to, you can't switch off, and your mind is just switched onto like picking out everything from the world. So I have learned to allow the thought processes to happen, and then just let whatever stick, and let go of whatever I don't need. And I think when I started my career, I was very much I'd say I would stay in the bubble of the creative world. So it became almost, you can almost be disillusioned because that's your world. You're around actors, you're around the theater, you're around the film world, there's nothing wrong with that. You've got to be going to acting classes, you've got to be going to working on auditions, shooting show reels, whatever. That's great. But when it becomes your be all and end all, actually you realize that, oh, I'm a creative and I'm an actor, a performer. I need to go out into the real world
Well,
the real world to go and watch behavior so that I can replicate that on screen, on stage, not be stuck in a bubble, right? So I think yeah, I think there was that, and so slowly I think I moved away from that naturally and just appreciate anywhere and everywhere I go now. And as I said, as an actor, you don't switch off. So you could be having a conversation with someone and someone might say something, you go, that would be amazing. On a like a line would be like, that would be an amazing line in a film, in a script somewhere. So you're
yeah.
always switched on anyway. But in terms of for relaxing, I mean, hobbies out. I like the outdoors. I love the outdoors. Um, yeah, I love playing. I love sports as well. So football. I like going to the cinema, watching films. I love reading. Love traveling, seeing the world, and yeah, just being inquisitive about life and people and the world around us. And um, also, I'm very passionate about giving back to especially our younger generation. Because if we look around, forget one specific place, if we look around globally and look at what's going on generationally, I think there's a lot that we need to do to impact our world, especially the youth. And the gift that I have, I feel that what I can do is give back through the arts. And that's why I love working with the youth and creating with them and listening to them. I think when I lived in Ghana, I just felt this huge, I could feel the pain of the youth. I don't want to sound very like cheesy or whatever, but like you could feel that the unheard voices, and there's a lot of talent there. There's a lot of amazing potential there, but they're just not being heard. And it's like, I know we're in a society there where the adult is seen as, there's respect for adults. There's nothing wrong with that. But I feel that young children don't have a platform. The youth don't have a platform. They're not taken seriously. They're not listened to. Whereas other countries, young children are at the forefront of some scientific developments, technological they're impacting
Sure.
the world, and I think we need to give our youths that respect. And so I think innately that's probably where all that comes from with me, is like, give these people a chance, man. Hear them out, get some programs going. They're the next people that come up and run your governments, run your institutions. What are you doing? Like, so I think that for me is where that I'm very passionate about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's evident in the way you speak and some of the projects that you've worked on in the past, and we're hopeful that you get more opportunities to impact the younger generations, and then also, just leave a legacy, which you've already left, but to do more and then to impact as well.
Little by little, yes.
Little by little, exactly. But then just final words, any projects coming up, first of all, and then also your final words to someone out there and the reason why they should come and watch The Black Savior.
Okay, so I will talk about in terms of
Sorry, please hold on. Sorry. The call ends in the next 5 minutes. So what I'll do is I'll end and then start again.
Okay,
so
sure,
that
sure.
I get a chance to speak freely.
Sure.
Okay, so please let's coming in the last bit.
Okay, so should we end now?
Yes.
And then come.
No, yes. Okay.
All right, see you in a bit.
Okay, bye. This has really been an enlightening conversation, but then finally, I just want to know, do you have any upcoming projects, and then also your final words to anyone watching right now and the reason why they should come and watch Black Savior?
Okay. In terms of upcoming projects, there's a project that I just finished on is another short film that it was co-produced, which was shot in the UK and directed by a Nigerian British director, an amazing Nigerian British director. And yeah, that was a beautiful film, which was about an older Nigerian couple, and it was very close to the filmmaker's heart. And we also made sure that we tried to bring his idea to life for him. And yeah, so we're watching. I've been watching that in post-production, and it's looking really good. It was shot on VHS, which is very interesting. So it just looks amazing. It gives that VHS quality to the film. And it's it gives that sentimental, to it. But yeah, so that's something I worked on recently. There's another project that I'll be working on, another short film I'll be working on in the UK, and hopefully that will be, in terms of deadlines, that should be done by end of August. And then there may be some other projects coming up later on, possibly this year or next year, Ghana, but I can't really talk about that.
No problem.
In regards to Ghana, there may be workshops coming up in December for creative crowd, which I'm in talks with certain people about to get that happening. So people should watch out for that as well.
Awesome. And maybe if you know of any projects, first of all, that Johannes may have coming up. Unfortunately, he couldn't join us, but maybe you know of any project he has coming up, you can just let us know about it. And before you then tell people why they should come and watch Black Savior.
Yeah, I will not. I know he's been working on a few things, but I can't say until I get the approval in regards to.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. But the reason you should watch Black Savior, first of all, is purely to hear how badly I speak Tree. No, I'm joking. No, but first of all, is a social satire. And as a dramedy in looking at the white saviorism. We've switched this around, and I think people that watch this will find it very intriguing. It will make you think, and it will make you see the world in a different way in terms of, or re-examine how you see the world in a different way. Unfortunately, we couldn't put everything in there that we wanted to, but it's just a snippet of, how far we could go with a parody in regards to this topic. We feel it's very current. We feel it's important. We think it's thought-provoking, and we found the vessel of using social satire dramedy to actually get the message across. And I think as a series, it's got legs, and it's got the comedy, but it's also got a hard-hitting message as well. And that's what I love about that in regards to what we want to do with it. So please come watch it and tell us who speaks Tree better, myself or Amake Abrabrase. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. No, come and watch it and see what you think. The German cast are speaking Tree, and and then the Ghanaian cast are speaking Tree as well. So it's very interesting.
I've seen it, and believe me, he's not just saying it for you to come and watch it. It is very interesting. You're going to see a number of German people with a heavy accent speaking Tree, and it's just an interesting way of looking at goats. Now I see goats differently. That's all I'm going to say. I see goats differently after watching the movie, I just see them
Oh
in a
my
different.
goodness.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I do.
So
But
what? So are you now seeing goats as pets, Alex?
I mean, well, I just look at them differently. That's all I'm going to say. I look at them and I'm like, actually appreciate them, not just for their great tasting meats, yes, but then also appreciate them. They might actually be saviors, but then that's just by the way, guys. If you want to understand what it is that we're talking about, come and watch the film The Black Savior at the Accra Indie Film Festival. And believe me, you're going to have a great time. And it's been a great time here having this conversation with you, Kwaku Ankomah. We're really grateful for your time. It's been a pleasure having you, and we wish you all the very best in your upcoming projects as well. So, guys, thank you so much for being here with us today. We have other exciting conversations coming up. So do stay tuned and be sure to catch them all as they roll by. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.